So there's no getting away from it. The British summer has been up and down, but the last couple of weeks we have been bathing in summer sunshine until today. It feels almost autumnal, and it got me thinking. We had a new tool sent to us from Stihl last week, and that is the ASA 20, their new battery powered secateurs, and I thought it's a perfect opportunity to try them out.
Tested by Machinery Nation.
So this is a brand new AS battery tool that Stihl have released for the summer of 2024. So what do you actually get in the box? You get the AL1 charger, which charges the AS2 battery, and then you get the power tool itself, the ASA 20 hand secateurs. And the beauty behind this product is it's part of the AS battery range. This means you can buy it as a unit only or buy it as part of a kit. This battery will also fit into a lot of the other tools they produce, including a trimmer, hand hedge cutters, lawn edges, a vacuum, and my personal favourite, the hand hatchet or GTA 26. So a couple of key features before we start. The AS2 battery supplied in the box will give you up to 2,000 cuts on one charge. The tool itself will also give you 25mm worth of cutting capability. So it's perfect for all those jobs around the garden where you want to be deadheading trees, shrubs, bushes, but also think of it as a way of minimising the amount of effort and time saved if you've got an orchard or vineyard. Right, let's put the battery in and we're going to do some deadheading. We got some leylandi, we got some bramble, we got willow, and we got some old dead wood that's fallen down to cut up. And we're going to see how many cuts we can get from it, but also what it can cope with. Right, so let's start off with a bit of leylandi. Now we can keep an eye on the amount of cuts we've done by the handy LED screen on the side of the tool, and it already says we've done 53, so let's crack on. So you turn on the machine by pressing the button here, a couple of little blips on the throttle there, and you're ready to cut. Now I've got it on the wide setting at the moment, so let's change it down to the smaller setting. Just hold in the throttle again. There we go. So it made light work of that. It's just turned itself off, which is a feature that it should do. It automatically turns itself off if you haven't used it for a couple of minutes. We've done 242 cuts, less than 51 cuts before we started, so just under 200 cuts. The battery level is still completely high. We've got it on the smallest opening, so I think we should open the anvils right up and test it to the max. So you join me in the wooded area where we find some bigger material. Now some of it is larger than 25mm and I'm not expecting it to go through there, but on our channel we like pushing things to the max. So let's see if it will cut it and rack up some more cuts on the LED screen. So doing that speed cutting, we've racked up just under 1,000 cuts. And we've still got 2 bars of battery charge out of 3 on the charge level indicator. We found some bigger stuff. We're going to see what it does. Cuts it like butter. Look at that. That's a bit knottier there. It'll still go through it though. Look at that. Now still obviously only recommend 25mm, so I don't recommend it to cut any more than that. But it's just showing you what power you can get from that 10.8 volt battery. Booty. And the stuff we're cutting here, you wouldn't even dream of cutting with manual secateurs. And it is flying through it, there's no getting away from it. I think we'll finish up here, clean up the blades, and then do some rose pruning. So you can see what I've done, how many cuts we've done. I mean, obviously you wouldn't do this normally, you wouldn't make these sort of nuggets. But it just gives you an idea of what this little tool can actually do. And the amount of cuts you can do on one battery charge. And we are up to 13,331 now. Less than 51 when we started. So a lot of people buy battery tools because they're relatively maintenance free, but one thing you'll want to do on this machine is obviously keep the blades clean and keep them sharp. So in the little battery compartment just here, you've got a tool. If I take it out, and you can use that to adjust your blades so you're gapping, and also for blade changing you take this cover off here as well. So you then take the side cover off and you can gain access to changing your blades. So one thing I would say is really smart on this machine is how thick the metalwork is, how big the anvils are. There's certainly a lot of metalwork in there. It's easy to clean out and get to all your greasing points. You can keep your blades clean with something like a multi-spray or keep them lubricated with a bio oil. So I think I mentioned that you can actually change how far the anvil comes out. So something like this rose here that we're going to deadhead, obviously it's very small twigs and branches. So what we can do is we can minimize the anvil opening. So that gives you quicker cutting and it will obviously reduce the battery consumption as well. And all you do with this one is hold your trigger in. If I just open it up first, hold it in for 2 seconds. It will then change your opening now to small. If you want to turn it back to large, if you squeeze it again for 2 seconds, there you go, opens it up to the wide angle. So it's as easy as that. So David Austin, I know it's not really the right time of year to be pruning roses, but this has been well neglected and it certainly needs a bit of Josh treatment. And one thing I would say with this machine is, you know, I've been using it for a good sort of half hour, if not longer now, and it is incredibly lightweight. There's no effort to it, so it's not like using a normal manual pair of secateurs. So it's really simple, and there's no effort on the trigger. So I can see someone that's elderly or have got, you know, arthritis that, you know, struggles squeezing all the time. It's going to be a perfect tool for you, and it doesn't break the bank either. So let's get this cleared up. I reckon there's going to be beautiful roses next year. There's already a few buds there. We want to cut back all this dead stuff, don't we? And the other thing with this machine as well is it's got something called progressive cut. So what it does is it means that the trigger follows your finger movement. So the further you squeeze it in, the more the anvil closes, and it is really smooth. You see that there? Lovely. And it's also pretty good at cutting willow. That is some thick old stuff there. Look at that. That from Stihl is an absolute winner. That is a crazy bit of kit. And I can see it being really handy for a lot of people. So we're currently at 1625. Let's go and use it some more and see how many more cuts we can get before the battery is completely drained. $18.15. Oh, we're out, Alex. We are out. It won't allow me to use the trigger anymore, but the LED screen's still on. Battery light is flashing, or the indicator is flashing, and it says I've done 2,006 cuts. Now, bearing in mind, I put some real thick stuff through that, and it isn't your average sort of pruning sort of size. We've cut some green stuff as well, but I think that's pretty impressive. So there we go, guys. That is the ASA 20 from Stihl, their new battery handheld secateurs. And I think I might even put one on my Christmas list. So I just have to make sure I'm a good boy up till Christmas. So if someone come up to me and asked me why they should buy an ASA 20, it would be that it's got great cutting capacity, it's got plenty of power, and that runtime is pretty sublime. And if you like Stihl tools, Be sure to subscribe to the channel because we're going to be bringing you new STIHL tool content very shortly. So we hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, it would be great if you could subscribe to our channel. Drop us a like below, and in the comments let us know if this is something you might be interested in or you want us to compare it against another model. We're Machinery Nation. We bring you product videos every week all about tools and machinery, and thank you very much for watching.